Beardo Benjo.
Hello there everyone, it's me again. I'm here today to watch a brand new horror movie trailer. I've just got in from work, as you can probably tell. I've just been sprinting home to watch this trailer really because I'm excited to see it. And this is a trailer I didn't even know was coming. It's a film I didn't even know was happening. Had no idea this was in the making at all until a few days ago when it was teased on Twitter that the trailer was dropping today. Now the film is Candyman. Now I do not remember a huge amount about Candyman. I watched it in my youth. It was one of those films I watched far too early. Probably shouldn't have been watching it. Round a friend's house, sleepover, that kind of thing. And although I don't retain much memory of it and information from it, it's one of those films that set me down a long path of kind of becoming the person I am today in terms of how much I love horror and how much I love the genre, the games, the films, everything. The things I do remember were Tony Todd in the titular role being an extremely creepy, stoic presence throughout. I don't know if this film has him in it. I'm sure they've probably recast, but I could be wrong because apparently it is meant to be connected to the originals. I haven't seen Tony Todd in something for a long time. I think the last film I saw him in was probably one of the Final Destination films. I could be wrong, but I think that's the last time I saw him. But I remember that he was incredibly scary for me as quite a young boy watching that film and knowing that if you say his name, I think it was 5 times, he's going to show up and murder you, which is nice. And that's kind of all I remember. That's what I remember about the film. I remember he had I remember something about bees. I almost remember he was covered in bees. Is that right? I might be right. I need to go back and rewatch the original. But I'm excited for this trailer because the property hasn't been touched for such a long time. So it's kind of laid dormant. And I feel like there are a lot of remakes and a lot of reboots within Hollywood. I'm watching Invisible Man on Sunday coming, so excited for that. Again, it's something that's laid dormant for quite a while. But although there are a lot of remakes and a lot of reboots within Hollywood, I think some properties that have kind of lain dormant for quite some time have a lot of potential. And I think from what I can remember about Candyman and that kind of Bloody Mary ethos that it had, kind of say the name, he will appear. From what I remember, I think it has a lot of potential to be kind of rebooted into a modern world. I think people will probably eat that up. So I am excited. The second reason I'm excited is because, and I'm not sure in what capacity, but Jordan Peele is attached. Now, I freaking love Jordan Peele. Get Out is easily one of the best psychological horror films I've ever seen. Us was fantastic. Not quite as taut and tight as Get Out was, but I loved the film. I love The Twilight Zone, the most recent kind of adaptation of The Twilight Zone. Absolutely fantastic. He's kind of one of those people now that when I see his name attached to a horror project, he's become synonymous with it for me, and I'm instantly interested when I see him attached to something. I will always want to seek it out. A little bit like Ari Aster. Whenever I see Ari Aster's name attached to a project, I'm like, I need to see that. Hereditary and Midsommar have sealed the deal for me enough that I want to go and see it. So Jordan Peele is connected. I don't think he's directing. I could be wrong, but I don't think he's directing. Maybe executive produced, that kind of thing. But we'll find out in a matter of seconds. But I'm excited because his caliber that he's bringing to the horror genre at the moment is fantastic. He balances a humour, scares, and psychological tightrope act so well that I'm excited to see what happens here in Candyman. Candyman 2020. I think it's out this year. I think it's out fairly soon. It's a weird one. I literally knew nothing about this until about 3 days ago, so I'm excited to sit and watch it. So, as a summary, I don't remember much about the originals. I think there were 2, maybe 3. I mean, there were original films, not just the one. I remember you say his name a bunch of times, I think it was 5 times, and he's gone murder you. And I remember Tony Todd being fantastic, and I think I remember bees. I seem to remember he had like a trench coat, and underneath there were bees. I might be wrong. I can't remember. But I don't care. I'm going to sit and watch the trailer right now. I am hype. I hope it's good. Let's find out.
Candyman. The urban legend is,
immediately,
if you say his name 5 times while looking in the mirror, he appears in the reflection and kills you.
Who would do that?
Candyman. 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 Candyman.
Oh my god, they're all going to die.
Candyman. Well, we're still alive. Let's go.
Oh dear.
Trina, you broke the door.
Bees!
This isn't funny!
Or wasps.
I feel really connected to this neighborhood. Cabrini Green. It was the projects. I just moved in around the corner.
The old candy factory.
I'm an artist.
You looking for Candyman? He's the monster. It's
Wasps.
part of this neighborhood.
Okay, he's
Why are you
producing.
drawn to this?
I'm hoping to spread the story all about Candyman. The mirror invites you to summon him. Say
Music.
his name. I dare you.
Candyman.
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 Don't say that.
Candyman.
Ah.
I think I made a mistake. I brought him back.
Candyman isn't real!
Something's
Oh man.
He had a purpose for you to be another one of his terrible stories.
I guess he found me.
I am the writing on the wall, the sweet smell of blood. Be my victim.
This is not real. It's not real.
Candyman.
Holy fuck. I have so many thoughts. That looks insanely good. So, Jordan Peele is the executive producer, but it looks like it's from, I think at the start there, and I will go through this and kind of recap. I was trying to stay quiet, but I wanted to talk so much. Monkey Paw Productions. I think it's Jordan Peele's production studio because Get Out and Us were both from Monkey Paw. This film and this trailer has that Jordan Peele signature feel to it. It feels like he could have directed the film, and I know it's hard to say from a trailer, but immediately it has that same magic, that same horror magic. The one thing that stood out for me the most when I was watching the trailer is the music. If you remember the trailer for Us and the way they used it within the film, I got 5 on it. The way they used that in the trailer was stunning. And here, Say My Name. The way they used it is insane. And it's got that, it's cheesy, but it's fantastic. That kind of double meaning. Say my name, Candyman, say Candyman. Fucking brilliant. This production studio, Jordan Peele, the people connected to this, they know how to make a fucking trailer. This was way better than I thought it was going to be. I'll go through now and I'll just recap.
Candy.
I'm hyped.
The urban legend is, if you say his name 5 times.
Firstly, this actor, I've not seen him in a huge amount. I'm a big fan of Black Mirror. He was in one of the more recent episodes of Black Mirror, one where there was kind of like a virtual reality Street Fighter. I won't spoil it, but it gets a little bit fucky. He was fantastic in that. I'm certain I've seen him in other things. His name escapes me, but he's brilliant. And I'm kind of excited to see that he's taken up the lead actor mantle here.
Candyman. 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 Candyman.
I imagine this whole sequence is probably going to take place somewhere near the start of the film.
Still alive.
As kind of an introduction to the kind of ethos and the kind of mythology. I'm excited to see how brutally this plays out, because obviously they're all going to get slaughtered. Are we going to see it just from the perspective of the girl in the toilet, or are we going to see them all getting ended? And I knew it had something to do with bees or wasps. My memory wasn't great, but I knew there was something, because he worked in the candy factory. And the wasps come. Oh man.
I feel really connected to this neighborhood. Cabrini Green.
Little things, the music here, just kind of the little blink. I know that's a strange noise to make, but
To this neighborhood. Cabrini Green.
that very much Us, very much Get Out, and that's kind of what I mean about how these kind of trailers and these films from this production company all have a very similar style and sound and editing and kind of pacing to the trailers and hopefully to the films themselves. This feels like it could be directed by Jordan Peele. Feels like kind of a Get Out, Us, world, universe type movie.
Green. It was a project.
Music.
I just moved in around the corner.
The old candy factory.
I'm an artist.
You looking for Candyman? He's the monster. It's part of this neighborhood.
Why are you drawn to
Music.
I'm hoping
Stunning.
to spread the story.
The way he
all
kind
about
of
Candyman.
blends
The
these kind of
mirror
popular
invites
songs
you
into
to
something
summon
horrific.
him.
Just, he gets me every time with the music.
Candyman.
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 And this, I love this bit of acting.
Don't say that.
Reminds me a lot of the scene from Get Out where he, Daniel Kaluuya's character challenges the, you believe at the time, and again, I'm trying to avoid spoilers, it's the maid of the house, and she's kind of unplugging his phone to let his phone run dry, and he kind of speaks to her, and she kind of does this kind of creepy, crying, laughing bit, and it's just powerful, and it's subtle, and it's just all in the hand movements and all in her facial expressions. It's just fantastic, just a great piece of acting. Love that. It's kind of invisible for the most part here. I guess you can only see him in the mirrors. And that's something I don't really remember about the first one. Could you only see him within the mirror? Was he invisible outside of that? I seem to remember that was the case, but I could be wrong. But that obviously seems to be what's happening here. I'm curious to see, I don't know how old Tony Todd is now. But whether that's him. He's got a slick-looking jacket on, that's what I know. It looked like Tony Todd in the reflection of the car. Now, that doesn't look like anything there. He looks kind of almost like he has no facial expressions. It's kind of all hollowed out, maybe on purpose there. You can't really make out anything. Got the hook hand. I remember that.
Isn't real.
Something's happening.
The music is stunning. His acting looks incredible.
He had a purpose for you to be another
She dies.
one of his terrible stories.
I'm excited for this scene here playing out because this looks like a real kind of powerhouse scene in terms of acting. Again, just from seeing like obviously her clap and her shh, and then this little interaction here. Again, it reminds me a lot of some of the scenes from Get Out, specifically the scene with the therapy where he's sinking. Yeah, kind of reminds me of that kind of cinematography wise. It'd be interesting to see how many people are connected, kind of cinematography wise, producers. I don't know who the director is because it says it's from executive producer Jordan Peele, but I don't think it says a director anywhere.
I am the writing on the wall.
The voice is very deep. I don't know if it's Tony Todd. I don't think it's Tony. He has a very specific voice. But I haven't heard it enough to kind of be like, that's Tony Todd. I don't. It's very similar to how I remember the original. Sweets to the sweet, sugar for my candy. Sounds very close to the original.
The sweet smell of blood.
Just all goes to hell. Because that there looks like him. Very much looks like him. But again, it's hard to tell. Nah, it looks a lot like him, but he does look... Oh, I don't know how old he would be now. I can't remember when Candyman came out.
My victim.
I don't think it's him. No, he's very, very kind of similar facial structure, but
This is not real.
pretty sure it's not him.
Not real.
I am so hyped. Out in June. Directed by Nia DaCosta. Not a name I know, not a name that kind of rings any bells with me. Screenplay by Jordan Peele. And Win Rosenfeld and Nia DaCosta. So they've kind of all worked together. I would be interested to know how many people from the kind of production studio Monkey Paw are working on this. There's quite a long period of time here where there's nothing. No, there is just nothing. Wow. That is... Wow. It's safe to say I'm super hyped for that. That looks way better than I thought it would do. I didn't realise it was going to have such a Jordan Peele influence and kind of a real kind of heavy Get Out Us vibe. I'm sold. I'm ready for June. Bring it on now. I don't have much more to say. I'm just very excited. That trailer is stunning. I'm going to watch it a few more times. The way they blend popular music into something kind of horrific and kind of powerful with the punchy kind of orchestral score is just great. I loved it with 5 on it. I loved it here with Say My Name. I just think it's a stroke of genius to do that, and I think for me anyway, it sells a film almost immediately. I'm ready. I'm ready for it. I'm so excited. What did you think of the trailer? Did you like it? Did you watch the originals? Do you think it compares to the originals? You probably remember more about the originals than me. I need to go back and watch them, really. It's been a very, very long time since I saw them. I was very young, and far too young to be watching them. I'm super excited. I think it looks amazing, and I am going to be there come June, lining up with a big old popcorn and some kind of fizzy pop to watch that film, because it looks fantastic. Leave a comment down below if you kind of have some opinions about the trailer. It'd be good to get into a discussion with somebody. Leave me a like and hit subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you soon for another one. Take care of yourselves, guys. See you later.